Happy New Year's joining us here on 2K Sports for the NBA. We're all dressed up and ready to go. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Here in Portland, we have an interconference matchup with the Blazers looking to create some cheers for this home crowd. Their last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top. And with that win, they evened up the season series at 1 apiece. Giving them a chance to pull ahead right here.
You know, sometimes you're going to win because of your performance, and on occasions, which was the case for them, it's the play of your opponent that allows you to escape with wins.
Well, you're right. I mean, there were a lot of turnovers in that game, some caused by their good defensive play, but some were just carelessness.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So on the floor for Cleveland, LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's Mozgov in the center locking down the middle.
And guys, the first year for David Blatt, he was second guessed at every turn. And that happens when you are picked to make the finals, but also when you coach LeBron James.
Here's Vonleh. And stolen by LeBron. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And for Blatt, Greg, everyone did wonder if he would be the right fit early. As the season wore on and the Cavs got tougher, those questions, Clark, went away.
Yeah, and I think most people forget that he's an iconic coaching legend overseas.
Good point, yeah.
So coaching is coaching. Sure, it's not the NBA, but this guy brought a pedigree and resume that was quite substantial.
And it's Love missing.
4 of 5 to start the game. That's their first miss.
Here's Plumlee. And airballs the triple. That one was way off.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
James dishes to Smith. Yes, it's James picking up the assist.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Here's Crabb. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Here's Aminu. And the rejection by LeBron. And that one...
Seen it with my own eyes, I was getting otherwise without the luxury of leaving. HBK, yeah, you know how we. And I can't quit, all I know is HBK, yeah, you know how we. And I can't quit, all I know is.
Wherever I go, my homies come to. I love my squad. We up in this thing, love with it. I love my squad. I love my squad. I love my squad. I love my squad. Make your lady back up in this, hop up in the six. And you should ignore these rappers, man. They say anything. Call me Susie Piggy Bank. I got plenty change. She rep HBK over everything. Married to the game with the wedding rag. Everybody try to duplicate. We just innovate. Young and making plenty cake. Get my straight. I'm a heartbreak vet. Being broke, what I can't accept. I'ma hold it down to the death. No Reeboks, cause it's all about a check. Bet $1 million that your man ain't like this. Cause it's stagnant.
Here's Eve. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports for the NBA. We're all dressed up and ready to go. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Tonight, the United Center in Chicago is the setting for another installment in the Central Division rivalry between the Chicago Bulls and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
Yeah, and in that game, we saw a lot of sloppy play from the opposing offense. They coughed the ball up, a lot of unforced turnovers.
And that did make things relatively easy for him. You know, it's nice to get a win and not have to work too hard for it.
Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Down low, it's Love and Mozgov. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's LeBron in the small forward position. Here's Rose. The shot is off. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. Last season, the Bulls were a tough matchup, solid margin of victory for them, and never looked overwhelmed, Clark.
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that's even-keeled, the type of team that can win anytime they take the floor. They have a system that works and good talent, that actually excellent talent to make it special. And that combination is a winning one.
The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way. So it'll be Derrick Rose shooting. That's on LeBron James.
And you talk about the Bulls being able to beat anybody in the league. They did. They did that last season. One of only 3 teams to register one win against every other team in the league back in 2015.
And here's Rose, following the three-pointer by Kyrie Irving. Here's Gasol, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, the big man rocking the rim. Good aggressive finish right there.
And usually he leaves those to his teammates.
And you know, guys, with his length, I think he needs to attack the basket much more. Those dunks should be routine for him.
Now here's Rose. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Here's Butler, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
That was an excellent burst to the hoop for that throwdown. I mean, he's a laser beam guy, fast as light. And, you know, getting back to that point about the Bulls beating every team in the league, only the Spurs and Warriors were the other teams to do that. Goes to show just how tough last year's Bulls squad was.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That'll be his second foul of the game. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for the Cavaliers. Now here's Butler. Some stats for him. He averages over 21 points a game. And that one's good.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Here's James. Shot is off. Some solid defense from Butler. And there's the call on James. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Doug McDermott, he's checked in for the Bulls. Brooks comes in for Rose. Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. Shumpert comes in for J.R. Smith. The drive by James. 5 to shoot. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. The 15-footer. And Kevin Love, the bucket with the assist from Dellavedova. Love's got his first basket.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Here's Gasol. Unloads from 9. And good. Got the English that time as it falls.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland. Great for Hoiberg. It's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clarkie came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Portis is checked in for Gibson. And it's Heinrich in for Jimmy Butler. Full 24-second shot clock. 1:04 left to play here in the first. Who's back up?
You know, the offense is sputtering a bit here, starting to fall behind.
Yeah, it's been a cold start, no doubt. But they've got to find a way to put some points on the board.
And here's Brooks from outside. And James pulls it down. The Cavaliers trail by 5. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. That's now 8 points for Kyrie Irving.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor. Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Three-pointer, Brooks.
Fellas, that's exactly the job the big guy has to do for him. Contest every rebound.
Well, it's been a high-scoring, competitive game to the... And we're getting back to the action in our New Year's Eve broadcast. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Bulls.
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in the first half.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
Rose is the one with Butler as the 2. Mirotic out there with Portis. And it's McDermott in at the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put a pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Thompson goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's going to go on Nikola Mirotic. Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. Then for the Cavaliers, James checked in for Iman Shumpert. Smith comes in for Matthew Dellavedova. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Williams. Here's Gibson. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented, for plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, the great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now. And listen, Cleveland were the favorites to win the Central Division last season. High expectations given they finished third in the Central in 2014. But that's just what adding LeBron can do for a team.
Cleveland did win the Central, as you alluded to, won 11 in-division games against what was a very tough division.
No easy opponents in that Central Division last year. 3 teams in the playoffs, and 1 was knocking on the door. The Cavs did what they needed to do to bring home the banner.
And Love has it in the corner, and unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Chicago leading. Butler on the way, covered by Smith. Mirotic the screen. Butler attacking, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Counted. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Chicago was as strong as they would have hoped for last season at home in the United Center. A lot of big wins for him here.
Yeah, and despite all the injuries, they go 27-14 at home, and that helped to assure them of home court in the first round of the playoffs.
And that one's good, Irving.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
You know, you look back on the Bulls' record last year with 27 home wins. That's pretty solid. Same exact total as they had the year before. They haven't gone below 500 at home since 2008.
Now Butler. Following the three-point attempt by Kyrie Irving. Good on the shot. 9 points for Butler.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
And a big part of why the Bulls are tough at home is this crowd. I mean, sold out every game last season. Led the league in total attendance for 6 straight seasons, averaging over 21,000 fans per game.
Bulls making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. And Cleveland with a change here, too. Mozgov's checked in. Here's James. And he gets it to go. LeBron's got 4 points in the quarter.
And when he takes it inside, the points are going to come, whether like that possession or just getting to the line.
The Cavaliers trail by 5. Irving attacking. Misses from short range.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith. And here is our 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's toughest defensive teams over the course of the last 10 games. Second, the Cavaliers.
I mean, they've been impressive on the defensive end, and they may have caught a few teams on off nights, but you've got to give them credit. They've made scoring a chore when you look at their opponents.
Here's Gasol. Excellent D there from Mozgov.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Last game for the Bulls, they picked up the W against Indiana.
And after that game, it was impressive to look at the box score and see the work they did at the free throw line.
And not only what they did in making them, but what they did to get to the line. I mean, they were constantly in attack mode, driving the lane and drawing fouls.
From deep, Rose. Rebound by Smith. Irving kicks to James. Cleveland moving the ball around. The Cavaliers again can't hit.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
Their interior defense has been dismal.
Yeah, they're losing the battle in the paint.
Irving dishes to Smith. Butler with the steal. And stolen by Kyrie Irving.
And this should be the last possession of the quarter.
Exactly. I'm right with you there, Greg. I mean, no need to give the ball back before the end of the quarter. Make sure you get the last shot here.
The Cavaliers have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
And they've been mediocre all season long, just about 72% from the line.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year. But just a tad worse, so not too bad.
To the left side wing. For 3, Heinrich. And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
Just in attack mode, he was able to get in the lane at will in that first half.
Yeah, it really was aggressive attacking basketball at its finest. I mean, really a lot of fun to watch.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court for Cleveland, J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Down low, it's Love and Mozgov. And it's Irving in at the point guard. Gasol attacking. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. 10 points for Pau Gasol.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against the soft D. Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation.
It'll be a turnover. Chicago.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Butler passes to Rose. Down low. And Gasol slams it in.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
And Butler, here we go. Ball's knocked loose.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
Yeah, he almost got that one down. I mean, those are the kind of aggressive plays coaches love to see.
2 shots.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Rose.
Well, if you really want to make things hard on yourself, that's exactly how to do it. Turnovers on back-to-back trips down the floor.
They're not doing themselves any favors at this point. They've got to stabilize their offense with just sound execution.
Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
Yeah, maybe that'll give them a little bit of that swagger that they seem to have lost.
And stolen by Irving. The Cavaliers trail by 8.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team in the way they approach the game.
And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
That's just a foolish mistake right there, guys.
Yeah, inexcusable. You just cannot allow that to happen.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Portis, he's checked in for Gibson. Heinrich comes in for Jimmy Butler. And Brooks subbed in for Rose. Cleveland also making some changes. Shumpert comes in for LeBron. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving.
And Kevin, while we have a moment here, let's take a look at the Bulls and see where they ranked over the last month in the NBA stats. First in rebounding. First in blocks. And they've also been extremely skilled in the art of the putback. Second chance points. I mean, they're ranked number 2 in that particular category.
And also, I love their work on the boards. I mean, they put multiple bodies in the paint. Truly a team effort, and that's why they're the best in the league.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
Heinrich kicks to Brooks. Offline with his 3.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Here's Shumpert. That falls. Great assist by Love. Shumpert's got it back down to single digits for the Cavs.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
The pass to Portis. Shumpert with the steal.
Not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity.
Well, they ought to be. I mean, that's basic basketball time management. You've got to be aware of your clock and your situation.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Mirotic is checked in for Pau Gasol. Cleveland also making some changes. Jones checked in for Love. And it's Williams in for Richard Jefferson. Jacks up a three. No luck. Excellent D that time from Jones. From 20 feet out. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. 5 seconds left in the third. Here's McDermott from downtown. No good. The third quarter comes to a close. In Chicago, they lead by 7. And we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. The Cavaliers trail by 7. Mirotic out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Heinrich. Then there's Jimmy Butler. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And he gets it to go. 14 points for LeBron.
Well, they found the touch here in the second half from the field. And everything else we talk about, folks, rebounding, defense, all of that, this game is still about making shots. You got to put the ball in the basket. That's the bottom line. And they found a way to do it here in the second half.
Irving against Heinrich. Heinrich with the steal. The finish. And it's Butler with the jam.
That's a pretty serious blow, guys. I mean, they are showing they want this game more, staying active defensively and putting up some quick points.
And if they keep up this intensity over the last few minutes of this game, it's nearly impossible to have a comeback against them.
Heinrich from outside.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Kicks it out to James. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 3 assists tonight.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
And really, the Bulls weathered a lot of injuries last season and still had a good showing in the East. Came away with the 3 seed when many thought they would sink down after missing so many games from key players.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He was absolutely adamant, saying, don't let them off the hook. Let's keep our foot on the pedal and keep doing the things that have gotten us here this far. We're almost home.
Thanks again, Doris. And the Bulls did end up with the 3rd seed in the East. 33 of their 50 wins last year, Clark, coming in the Eastern Conference.
But it wasn't an even distribution of those wins for the Bulls. Against their own division in the Southeast, they played .500 basketball. They got their good in-conference record from feasting on the Atlantic teams, taking 16 wins in 18 games against that division.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Rose against James. Rose kicks to Mirotic. Back to Rose. 6 on the shot clock. Butler dishes to Mirotic. And the Bulls get it back. For the 3. Cavaliers with the rebound. And here comes the break. Here's Smith. And Gibson sends it back. And they're able to recover. Butler attacking. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Bulls?
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
I've been impressed with how well they penetrated tonight, too.
And he makes the first but misses the second. The Cavaliers trail by 7. LeBron passes to Smith. Back to LeBron.
No American Idol, but I get by. Wish I could tour with fifth wheel bus. Back to the real world, time to wake up, smell antifreeze. The land with big brothers bad to me. I got a blind date with destiny. I'm Mexican with an amazing race I get to be. My style wickedly perfect, you're not a factor, making me nervous. I'm a survivor, collapsed on the planet deserted. That's the word like a $10,000 pyramid scheme. Changing the face of the game like the Swarm medical team. Lead troopers, a league of supreme. Rest your luck with sleep, go home, the biggest loser, huh? I'll have the last laugh, the last comic standing. Make it the band play as you walk up stage empty-handed. And I'm taking home America's next top model. Back to the bachelor pad, show us some. Newspaper boy, dog, fetch me my slippers. Feed me, do the dishes if you need me. Everybody's so emo, everyone expects emotion. While I'm holding on to long-term solution to that notion that everything must go, be shown off, be bad, be thrown into the lions as if the crowd cares. Some are born like us, most are born like them. Some will live to the fullest, some will die in the system. Just trying to live them out, see I admire the mission, acquire the license to listen with the fire to. So where's my welfare? Where's my health care? Where's my sandwich? There's my sandwich. So spin knockers spinning. Old white men grinning, power to devour, can't do its bidding. Can you think of a single thing you've done that's meant anything, anything at all? I know I'll probably take the fall. I was going in circles till I hit the wall. Can you think of a single thing you've done that's meant anything, anything at all? I know I'll probably take the fall. I was going in circles till I hit the wall. I'm absolutely sure one day I'll settle down, find a special spot, a best gallons of milk. I've got trees growing, got a flower garden going, couple herbs for the cooking, couple more for the. Got a hammock for the swinging, fresh tomatoes for the salad. It'll compliment the burger straight cooking on the grill. Still a myself so stupid I can't walk home alone. No. Need a shoulder to lean on. I mean a coat. Come on. Music's my meal ticket. If I could keep living on, digging times ticking like waiting in line, and you don't get in. No weights in no hole, and the weight of the game is breaking your soul. Keep changing your game, playing the role. Keep telling my family short like Tolkien readers. Let it go hard to pick up teeth with broken fingers, and I humble myself till I was hollow inside. But no more. I get the zipper, you can swallow my pride.
Welcome to a jam-packed arena here in Oklahoma City. Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports for the NBA. We're all dressed up and ready to go. Going to the booth with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. We've got a Western Conference battle ready to get rolling, and this Oklahoma City crowd wants some love from their Thunder. Green kicks to Bogut. Thompson outside. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Well, you look at the roster of the Thunder from last year, Clark, they knew how to build from within.
Well, last season's roster, everybody but one player was either drafted or acquired via trade. That's a rare combo in the NBA.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And Golden State looking at who they've got. The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. On the wing, Thompson and Iguodala. And it's Curry in the one spot. For three, Durant. The Warriors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Green, no luck.
And guys, for the Thunder, listen, they're not a big market team. They've had to make sacrifices with money to stay competitive. They do a terrific job with the limitations that small market presents.
Iguodala. And it's blocked by Adams. And he recovers it.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Westbrook drives in. And that's collected by Bogut.
And, you know, as we've seen, success in the NBA can come in a lot of different packages. I mean, it can't happen without the big free agent signing or spending. It helps to draft a guy like Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, for that matter.
The Thunder shooting their first free throws of the game.
Well, I tell you, the Warriors roster fit together hand in glove. They were led by the Splash Brothers, but the front court and the bench really complemented the rest of the team. Perfectly, because all of the players for the Warriors were extremely versatile and highly skilled.
Now here's Curry. Look at those numbers of his. You just can't say enough about the work he's doing at the offensive end. He's averaging about 30.5 points a game. Durant with it, and it's Iguodala picking him up. Green passes to Thompson. Bogut kicks to Curry. Green again to Ibaka. And finished off by Bogut.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
As you're talking about the Warriors, you know, they were built to play with each other last year. The bigs could all pass very well, and that set up the three-point threats.
And then even on the defensive side, I mean, they had players that really complemented each other. I mean, some undersized power forwards who countered with rim protectors. I mean, they also had the length at every perimeter position to switch on any play. So they are equally as adept on that side of the ball.
Thunder trailing by 4. Curry against Augustine. There's the screen. He took good advantage of that screen.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. It's stolen by Ibaka. Waiters dishes to Augustine. Back to Waiters. Oklahoma City moving it around. Rush outside. Good. Rush has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. They're getting their first look of the season at the Warriors in this one.
Yeah, and a 4-game season series between these two. Both will be looking to set the tone tonight.
Yeah, and as they renew acquaintances, if you're the underdog, you always want to show, hey, we've got something new up our sleeve. It should be fun.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Nick Collison's checked in for Ibaka. And it's Singler in for Kevin Durant. Then for the Warriors, Spates checked in for Draymond Green. Barbosa comes in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. And Augustine kicks to Collison. Lets it fly from 18. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Spates kicks to Ezeli. Inside. And the slam dunk by Spates.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risks to see if they can cut that lead down.
Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
And Augustine kicks to Waiters. Looking to end the run. It's rebounded by Golden State. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
The offense just struggled mightily in that game. They went stretches where points just became very difficult to come by.
The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. The Warriors on top, up by 8. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
They've made the commitment to get out and run, and it's paid off with some highlight reel plays in transition.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
So on the floor for Golden State to begin this second quarter. Steph, Clay, and Dre on the perimeter. Draymond Green is out there with Festus Ezeli. What a year for the Warriors. Clark won their division for the first time in 39 years, ran away with the very tough Western Conference.
And there were a number of surprises last season, Kevin, but the Warriors were at the top of the list. I mean, I don't think anybody, including you and I, pegged them to be as good as they were.
Especially the way the finals began.
Exactly.
And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
No question about it. No flop there. That was a direct shot to the chest.
Anthony Morrow's checked in for the Thunder.
And the Warriors won 51 games back in 2014, improved that mark by 16 wins last season. Among teams that won at least 50 games in the previous year, that 16-game improvement was an NBA record for the Warriors.
Boy, he picked him out brilliantly with that feed inside.
Outside Westbrook. Feeds to Robertson. High post try. Ibaka, no luck.
It goes without saying the Warriors set franchise records all over the place with their play. Their win total being the highest ever, but also of note was it was the first time they've won 50 games in back-to-back seasons. They seem to truly have arrived as a top-notch franchise in this current state of the NBA.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And it goes on Draymond Green.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
He's good on the second. And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
Well, The term dream season can be applied to Steve Kerr's first year. Comes in and sets a franchise record in wins and also wins a title for the Warriors in his first year. Still unreal.
Warriors leading by 8. Outside Curry. For 3. Can't get it to go. Good D by Westbrook.
And he made sure not to just draw the foul. That was good defense out on the perimeter.
Very good. He's a thinking man's defender. Knows how to bother even the best shooters without being overly aggressive. Agility leads to thievery there as he's got his hand in there to get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
And Clark, that's been the story of this game so far. I mean, they cannot hand over any more easy points in the open floor.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
Stolen by Westbrook. Here's Roberson. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Green inside the three-point line. And it's off the back rim. No good. Well, you look back on the Thunder last season, and the theme was injuries. Too many injuries to the bulk of their core.
And, you know, the big three. Durant, Westbrook, and Ibaka all missed significant time. Only Westbrook of those three was able to finish the season.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Ibaka. Collison comes in for Kevin Durant. Dion Waiters checked in for Roberson. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Here's Augustine. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2.
And listen, those injuries really did the Thunder in. I mean, at no time during the season did they ever really get a chance to gel and play any stretch of games with their entire roster.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Cantor comes in for Adams. And it's Singler in for Anthony Morrow. Different look here for the Warriors. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Spates. Iguodala comes in for Brandon Rush. Thompson, he's checked in for Leandro Barbosa. And Steph Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. Pass to Augustine. Got a piece of it. Here's Iguodala. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Boy, he had a nice look at it after drawing the foul. Boy, it would have been nice to get an and one there.
And Oklahoma City going with a whole new group out there.
You know, every franchise will have a year that is just lost to injuries. I mean, it happens. The hard part of it for the Thunder is that it happened while so many of their stars are in their prime.
Westbrook drives in. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backboard has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part. And I'm not talking about leaving college.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
Addition out to Durant. Adams down low. And here's Westbrook from the arc. Offensive rebound. And so that brings the first half to a close. Warriors lead by 10. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit. And we're getting back to the action in our New Year's Eve broadcast. Klay Thompson with a strong contribution so far in this one.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
And now the third quarter about to get going. Klay Thompson with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
Down low, it's the international combo of Ibaka and Adams. Russell Westbrook out there with Roberson. And it's Durant in at the small forward. That's Billy Donovan's 5 as we get going here in the second half. Thompson with the bucket.
You know, basketball can be a thing of beauty, and the Warriors show just how gorgeous ball movement can be last year. Every possession looked like a well-orchestrated concert. It was incredibly fun to watch. Not so much fun, probably, to coach against.
Tipped away. Stolen by Thompson. And here we go. Warriors running again. And Durant sends it back. And now a fast break for the Thunder.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Well, it was a season last year of heartbreak and change for the Thunder, narrowly missing the playoffs as the Pelicans beat them out for that 8th position.
Yeah, and they were teetering back and forth on that 8th spot for most of the year. Ultimately, they just couldn't hold on to that final playoff spot.
Cantor checked in for Oklahoma City. Dion Waiters comes in for Roberson. Then for the Warriors, Rush comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Barbosa in for Thompson. And here we go with Waiters running it up the court. And there's Barbosa. That's good on the assist by Rush. Barbosa's got the lead up to 14 now for the Warriors.
Guys, for the Thunder, that playoff miss was the first time they did make the postseason since their first year in Oklahoma. The fans have really been spoiled with how successful the Thunder have been of late.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And the Western playoffs just, it seemed a bit amiss without having the Thunder involved. Westbrook, I tell you what, he did everything he could to try and carry that injured group into the postseason last year, but it just wasn't to be.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Nick Collison's checked in for Ibaka. Singler comes in for Kevin Durant. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Russell Westbrook.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Augustine with the steal. One-on-one fast break. All alone. Singler, no good.
Tell you what, shooting 20% to start the second half doesn't bode well for how this will play out for this squad.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
That's the uncanny ability he has to find a teammate for an easy basket or get one himself.
Here's Cantor. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Bogut. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
And the Warriors making a change here. Azili's checked in. Livingston passes to Spates. The layup off target. Waiters against Barbosa. And Waiters kicks to Collison. Down low. Here's Cantor. And he uses the glass on the layup. Cantor's got his second bucket of the night.
You know, and Billy Donovan, the Oklahoma City Thunder, were able to pull him away from the college game last season, signed him to a 5-year deal in the middle of last year's playoffs. Kevin, I tell you what, when he gets to the rim like that, he's really hard to stop.
Yeah, he can get up a few notches higher, there's no doubt.
And that's how the game is played on the inside. You can play over the top. You've got a great advantage.
1:21 left here in the third quarter. And for Billy Donovan, we were talking about him. He had been with Florida for so long, the Gator program built by him. It'll be a big change. He had been thinking about it, though, before. He almost took, remember that Greg the Magic job back in 2007?
You know, there was a change of heart for him with the Orlando gig. And Donovan's done nothing but win at Florida, and he'll have that same pressure to succeed with the high expectations with the Thunder.
And the Warriors making a change here. Thompson's checked in. Free throw good, Adams.
And really, the Warriors had an amazing regular season last year. Just from a historical standpoint, it was one of the best ever.
Barbosa dishes to Rush. It's rebounded by Durant. Thunder trailing by 12. Adams outside. He kicks it to Ibaka. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Green, he's checked in for Spates. Iguodala comes in for Brandon Rush. And it's Stephen Curry in. For Leandro Barbosa. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. The Warriors shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. Outside Westbrook. With 1 on the clock. And Ibaka slams it in.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got...
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Warriors ahead. They're up by 10. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the 4th quarter. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The 4th quarter of play should begin momentarily. On the court for Golden State here in the 4th. On the wing, Thompson and Iguodala. Ezeli is out there with Draymond Green. And it's Curry in the point guard position. 6 to shoot. They kick it out to Green. But they recover it. On the wing, Iguodala. Raiders against Curry. There's the 3. And yes, sir, that one drops. Curry's got the 4th quarter started here with a bucket for the Warriors. Westbrook kicks to Durant. And that one is stuffed right through.
Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
Yeah, maybe that'll give them a little bit of that swagger that they seem to have lost.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. It's been said time and time again that playing in Oklahoma City is one of the tougher places to play in the league. Last year we saw it as well. This place, Greg, gets so loud when the Thunder are rolling. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe maybe even a question mark, partner.
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
Curry against Westbrook. Curry can't get it to go.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough and...
Oh! Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe, yeah, maybe this is the best time to do it.
I agree. I mean, now's when you need a spark, something electric to get your teammates fired up.
Iguodala, the pass to Green. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. Iguodala's got 3 assists tonight. Westbrook dishes to Durant. There's the killer two-handed slam.
And tired legs affect you at the defensive end first, and that's what we're seeing here.
You called it, Greg. As much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late.
Curry can't get it to go.
And that's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case, you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on you.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slant.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And the Thunder making a change here. Adams checked in. The Warriors also with a sub. Rush is checked in. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Here's Durant. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound are a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
Yeah, he's an invaluable asset for them to have. No question about it.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack. Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
Here's Bogut. Can't get it to go. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. Westbrook kicks to Durant. .104 left in the game. Here's Adams. Can't hit. Nice D from Bogut. Golden State's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Rush. And the Warriors lead by 11.
And really no better feeling than to go on the road and play this well and get the win.
Yeah, it's always a good win when you play the kind of game they have played tonight. I mean, especially, though, when you get it done on the road. That's a special, special feeling there.
Bogut the pass to Curry. Shot and game clock separated by 5. The drive by Green. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
Both free throws good from Green. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Augustine dishes to Morrow. They get the rebound. Collison kicks to Augustine. Here's the 3. And again, Oklahoma City, no good.